You ever wake up one morning and just stare at the ceiling and ask yourself, what's the point? Like, yeah, you're alive, but are you really living? You've got things to do, people to see, goals to chase, but deep down something feels off. It's like your body is moving, but your soul's just standing still. And just start asking yourself questions you don't even have the answers to. Like, why am I here? What is my purpose? And maybe the scariest one of all is, am I even enough to have one? It's kind of weird because you can be surrounded by people doing everything right and still feel lost. And you start distracting yourself thinking maybe if you work harder, laugh louder, post more, that the noise will drown out the silence inside. But when it's quiet, when it's just you and your thoughts on those late nights, that's when it hits. And I know I joke about it a lot because humor keeps me sane, but I literally cannot die before One Piece ends. If I go before Luffy finds the One Piece, bro, I'm hunting Oda himself. I'm being honest. But underneath that joke, that's there's truth because even that's the small reason for me to keep going, and that means something to me because it means I still care. It means that there's still something I want to see, something I want to feel, and sometimes that's all we need, a reason, no matter how small, no matter how big, just to keep going. And for me, it's I need to know what the One Piece is. I need to know what Luffy does when he finds the One Piece. I need to know if Zoro becomes the world's greatest swordsman. I need to know if Mihawk is a fraud or not. If you know, you know. But on some real shit, for a long time, I thought purpose was something you had to chase, something only successful people had. But when life humbled me, when everything I thought I was supposed to be got stripped away, I realized purpose isn't in the having, it's in the being. And when I got diagnosed with my Crohn's sickness, I thought my story was over before it even started. I thought I was cooked. To be honest, I felt weak. I felt, well, broken. And there's this quiet kind of pain that comes with being sick, that kind that no one really sees. You start to lose yourself in the what ifs. Shout out Megami. In the pain, in the fear that maybe you'll never be normal again. And that fear eats you away. And to be honest, it's still with me. I'm still scared of it, to be honest. But what I didn't realize at that time was that pain was teaching me something. It was slowing me down just enough to make me listen, to stop running and finally start seeing. Because pain is a teacher. And if you let it, it will show you things success could never show you. And my Crohn's sickness forced me to face my limits, but it also made me find my strength. And that kind of strength isn't about being tough all the time. It's about not giving up, even when you want to. And in that weakness, I found something even more powerful. I found God. Not in a dramatic way, not in like in a movie scene type way, not like in a flash of light. It was in the quiet moments, sitting alone, tired, angry, lost. I didn't find him. I felt God in that stillness, in that realization that maybe I wasn't being punished. Maybe I was just being prepared. That sometimes maybe every hard thing I went through wasn't random. It was building me, shaping me, strengthening me for something I couldn't see yet. And that's when I started looking at the world differently. When I walked through nature, I saw how everything had a rhythm. The trees, the wind, the sun. Nothing rushed, nothing compared itself to another. Even the smallest leaf had a purpose. Even the storm served a reason. So, how could I believe that I didn't, that I don't have a purpose? And I started realizing that my purpose wasn't some big moment waiting for me in the future. It was in the small things, in showing kindness, in talking real like this, like what I'm doing now, in helping someone feel less alone. It was in the people I met, the lessons I learned, the pain that I overcame. It's in surviving what I thought would destroy me. Because purpose doesn't come with a title or a paycheck. I hope it did. It comes with it comes with peace. It's the quiet voice inside you saying, "Keep going. You're not done yet." Even when everything hurts, even when you don't see the light yet, even when everything is going against you. In my instance, when my own body was giving up on me. And twin, I've learned this. Your purpose is not found in perfection. It's found in persistence. It's in the fact that no matter what's happened, no matter who has left, no matter what broke you, you still wake up and try again. That's purpose. That's strength. And when I started connecting with God again and building my connection with Him stronger and stronger every day, I realized something deeper. He doesn't give you a purpose you can't handle. God doesn't burden a soul with more than it can bear. And sometimes He lets you lose things so you can find yourself. Sometimes He takes away the noise so you can finally hear your own heart again. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. You can't find purpose if you keep running away from your pain. If you keep distracting yourself, if you keep on living without actually connecting with your higher self and connecting with your own self and actually trying to find out what are you feeling. Because like I always say, no matter how much life you try to live, you can't hide from the way you feel. You have to face it. You have to understand it and let it teach you. Because the moment you do, it stops controlling you. And suddenly, everything starts to make sense. Not perfectly, but peacefully. And now, when I think about purpose, I think about One Piece. Yes, One Piece is my way of life now. No pun intended. But because every single character in that story, Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, even Usopp, he's useless right now in the manga, but I have hope for him. They all have dreams. They all have pain. They all have scars, but none of them walk alone. And their journey isn't about isn't about treasure. It's about freedom. It's about staying true to who you are no matter what the world says. And if you think about it, Luffy doesn't have a map. He doesn't even know what the One Piece is. He doesn't even want to know if the One Piece is real or not. He has faith. He has a heart. And he has his crew, people who found purpose through each other. It's That's what life is. It is. It's sailing through the chaos with faith that the journey means something. And we're all trying to find our own One Piece, our own truth, our own dream, our own reason to keep fighting. And maybe the real treasure isn't something waiting at the end. Maybe it's who we become all the way. Maybe it's who we become along the way. Like you know how people used to say the One Piece is the friends we made along the way. Maybe that's our purpose. Maybe that's our way of life. So yeah, I still don't know exactly what my purpose is, but I know I'm living it. Every time I choose to grow. Every time I help someone heal, help someone find their self, help someone feel less alone. Every time I find peace in the middle of pain, that's that's my purpose. Because at the end of the day, maybe our purpose isn't about having all the answers, but it's to keep asking the right questions and to keep walking forward with love, with faith, and with that fire in our heart to keep going. Because every day you wake up, every day you wake up, it's a new day, it's a new chance. And If you're feeling that life is dark right now, every day you wake up, there's a new chance for you to find yourself, to find your purpose. Because life is short, but you have to make it something out of it. So yeah, don't forget, stay real and read One Piece.